unsettling about turning on a console and realising you're not excited anymore. I'm not angry, I'm not disappointed, I'm left feeling rather indifferent about the Xbox Series S and X camp. And that's the quiet place where the Xbox Series X cemented in the shadow of my memory. I had no real reason to turn it on.
Are you serious? I can get 99% of these games on PlayStation 5. I can get 99% of these games on Xbox. Are you kidding me? I mean, you can't make this up. This has to be one of the worst excuses that I've ever seen. Aren't you a retro gamer? Don't you have an original Xbox or 360? You could throw some of those games on the Series X. This is one of the worst reasons as to why this person wants to trade in their Series X. You know, you showing a bunch of third-party games. As a matter of fact, Halo Infinite, Halo Wars 2, State of Decay 2, those games are not available on PlayStation 5. So when you come out and make this video like this, understand that not every game that you showed here is on PlayStation 5.
And in today's video, I want to discuss that in more depth. It's not a video about specs. This is not about the console war.
You sure?
This is about whether or not the Xbox as a console has any life left. Today is because we've just had the Xbox Developer Conference, which I found a little bit underwhelming.
Oh, really?
Yes, we had the launch or the recognition or the final update on Fable. But when I realised it was coming to PlayStation 5, I was a little bit dismayed and asked myself, why am I keeping my Series X in 2026? Is the console dead? Is the Xbox just now a utility that we don't necessarily need? In today's video, we're going to be asking lots of questions.
I mean, I can't believe that this woman is probably, like 40, 50 years old and you're console worn? Seriously? I mean, you're going as far to say that the console's dead because the game is dropping on another platform. Do you say that for every exclusive game on PlayStation that drops on PC inevitably? I'm just saying. Do people say PlayStation 5's dead because Final Fantasy Rebirth and my God of War Ragnarok happen to pop up on PC through Steam? You don't hear these ponies saying this. They only want to say this argument when it pertains to Xbox. For some apparent reason or another.
I hope you guys can come along on the ride with me because I've seen a lot of stuff online from you guys that are asking very similar questions.
And that's the problem.
Obviously, we have the likes of State of Decay 3, which unfortunately wasn't announced at the developer conference recently. Considering selling it, pains me to say it, guys, but I think the Series S and X, just no reason to own them anymore. Now, this video...
And you're a retro gamer. Don't you have original Xbox and 360 games? I mean, that alone, even with the backwards compatibility alone, forget about the new games, is a reason as to why you should still continue to keep your Xbox. I just don't understand this, guys, man. I mean, because if you people was really out here playing video games, none of these arguments would be coming out of your mouths. But yet, because you see that PlayStation got the 80 million hardware sales, even though people are not buying exclusives like they claim, or buying the same games that the community from PlayStation is telling you, that's the reason why I have to abandon. You don't even have to abandon shit. Why? I just don't understand this whole negativity that Xbox gets. You went as far to say, well, 99% of these games I can play on PlayStation, but yet I told you games that you can't. Ones that you seem to be fans of. State of Decay 1, State of Decay 2, Halo Wars 2, Halo Infinite is not there yet. So yet there's still a lot of games that are not available on PlayStation 5 that you can only play through PC or Xbox. It is what it is.
It's not about console wars. It's not about information. It's about the cultural shift and looking at
cultural shift.
There's no surprise that back in the Xbox 360 days, it was well worth owning an Xbox. I jumped into the Xbox 360 ecosystem for the likes of Mass Effect 2. I loved Halo Reach. There were so many good games on that console. And it wasn't just a console with great games. I believe that the Xbox 360 controller was the best controller up until the
And you could still get one from Hyperkin to use on your Series X if you didn't know that. I'm just saying.
PlayStation 5's DualSense. It had a really nice weight to it.
You know, I think the problem is we understand that the 360 was one of the best consoles in video gaming history, but you people have to let it go. You get what I'm saying? It was a great console period. Matter of fact, it's probably one of my favorite console generations with the Wii, the 360, and the PS3. But at the end of the day, that will never, no matter who it is, PlayStation, Sony, or even Nintendo, will never rekindle that love of gaming that we once had 20 years ago. That's just the way it is. All right? Gaming is just focusing on popularity. You got to remember, microtransactions, all the things that we see today did not exist in the same fashion as they are today. We just didn't see it like that. You know, I seen the process of it, of the transition, as when I was going through that generation, but it wasn't fully realized then, right? I think we all could agree with that.
Fantastic ergonomics. I even love the colour palette of the buttons. I really, really love the touch my Series X. Obviously, there's
you do understand that your Series X can play the same 360 games that you said were so great, enhanced, right? You know, see, that's what I'm saying, man. See, when these people, I mean, we can see a lot of PlayStation games in the back, so we just know you're a pony, right? But the point is the fact that the same 360 generation that you guys claim to be so great, the Series X is the same platform where you can play those same beloved 360. Not every single one of them, but a pretty good majority of those 360 games are all playable and enhanced on the Series X. So like I've said before, even if you hated the platform, there's still a valid reason as to why you would keep one. Like these people, man, they just want to find a reason to hate on Xbox. And like I said, and Microsoft does have reasons to dislike them about, but these reasons that you guys come up with, in my opinion, are absolutely ridiculous.
Lots of advantages to owning a Series X, such as the
There's no advantages. Quick resume, backwards compatibility with enhanced games. I mean, you say you have a retro. I mean, I'm assuming you're a retro gaming girl. You can pop in one of your original Xbox 360 titles while also having access to the newest and greatest games. What are you talking about? Game Pass Ultimate? Some of the best value in gaming? What are you talking about? Because if you was really out here playing games like you said, you would see the value proposition as to what's going on Xbox. Matter of fact, they got dev mode. You can play all those classic games through there. What is there to hate? You can't do none of these things on PlayStation. You do understand that. None of these things. Dev mode, backwards compatibility is only really between PS4, not PS3. It's only through streaming. And then you have to see, what is it called? You got to see these games drop it on PlayStation through trophies with PS2, whatever the hell they call it. But like I said, the library is very limited. And also, you can't even take a physical disc to have access to those versions.
Something that unfortunately Sony don't embrace in terms of their physical PlayStation Premium membership and download many, many games, including a small selection of PlayStation 1 games. But what I want is to
No, it doesn't. Matter of fact, I can access more PlayStation 1 games on my Series X than I can on my own PlayStation 5. That is a lie. See, that's why I know you haven't heard of Xbox Dev Mode, because if you did, there'd be no reason for you to be damage controller for PlayStation 5 with that argument. And you can't even use trophies, because those games don't even have trophies either.
Able to put a PlayStation 1, 2, or 3 disc into my PS5 and play that physical media in its native state.
What? No, you can't! Oh, no. Now you capping. Oh, no. You just said that you could take a PlayStation 1, 2, I got you already. A PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 disc in your PS5 and it works? Let me hear that again. What?
I want is to be able to put a PlayStation 1.
Oh, okay, what you want. I'm sorry, because I'm like, what you want. But that's not what you have, dear. Matter of fact, you have that on Xbox. I was about to say.
Or 3 disc into my PS5 and play that physical media in its native state. Of course, we can do that on the amazing Xbox Series X.
Yeah, you better get it right now. You better get it right.
That and State of Decay 3, I'm sat here literally questioning.
Better get it right now.
Do I wait? What is the absolute point? And of course, I was really excited for Starfield. But that soon dwindled when I realised that the game was just made in the same boring engine. It looks awful, it's clunky. Some 360 games that I could dip into. But overall, I realised that I'd stopped using it because the games just weren't keeping me enticed.
So I guess the 360 games wasn't enough. I mean, you claimed the 360 to be one of the best generations of gaming, but yet you did not utilize the full capabilities of it through your Series X. So, which makes me wonder, did you actually like the 360, or are you just out here capping?
I went back to PlayStation.
Of
I
course.
ended up cancelling my Game Pass subscription. Trading my
Who cancels Game Pass for PlayStation Plus? Bro, who does that? You get far less games and you don't even get day and dates. And you still gotta buy those games, bro. Who does that? I canceled my Game Pass so I can. Really? Are you serious? say you're a pony without saying you're a pony.
I'm upgrading to a Series X for the likes of Indiana Jones, which again has now come to the PlayStation. So I have a sealed copy of a few games.
Why do you have a sealed copy of that game, honey? There's no point. Why you have a sealed copy of this game? Why? The game ain't even on the disc. Like, that's the problem with a lot of these retro gaming collectors, is that they're collecting a bunch of paperweights. I hope you paid $20 for that gear, because there's nothing on that disc. There's no value there. You might as well play the game. You have a sealed copy of a game that's not even on the disc. That's not a collectible item. Like, yo.
Such as Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, another reason I wanted a Series X.
Why are you buying sealed physical copies of these games? I don't know if this game's on the disc, but I highly doubt it. Like, oh my goodness.
Even that's come to PlayStation, and it's just making me wonder, again, why do you own a Series X? Why do you own a Series X? Let me know in the comment section. Now, I was having a conversation with Heather this morning, and she said that when Fable was announced, she purchased a Series S in the hope that that would come out. But what we found, and that's probably the only game that excites me, of course, we have Halo. For me, Halo was in its heyday back in Halo Reach. Halo 1, 2, and 3, Halo Reach, for me, personally, were the greatest Halo games. I've not really been bothered about Halo 5. I did pick it up.
And you do understand that you could have access to those games through Master Chief Collection, which I wonder if you're still playing. Bro, this is all cap.
Launch, but unfortunately, it just felt like the same overbaked game that just didn't excite me. And I know there's a huge culture out there, and there's a huge online professional culture of the multiplayer Halo 5. It's just not for me. Obviously, Gears of War, another fantastic franchise that really helped enrich the Xbox 360 days. I have now a sealed copy of the latest Gears of War on my PlayStation 5. Yes, I know, I need to play it.
The latest Gears game. You hear how these ponies talk? The latest Gears of War game. Honey, that ain't nothing but Gears of War Ultimate Edition from like what? Off a 20-year-old game, and these ponies think they winning? Gears of War Reloaded. I have the latest Gears of War. Gears of War Reloaded, which is essentially a remastered or a remake or whatever you want to call it from a 20-year-old game, a 10-year-old remake for... Bruh, you can't make this up, man. You cannot make this up. It's like that Time Splitters 2. I think you got the wrong number, dear. I think you got the wrong number. I think you got the wrong number, dear. Y'all remember that Time Splitters 2 later when you pick up the phone? I think you got the wrong number, dear.
All of these amazing
You got the wrong number, dear.
Propped up the Xbox ecosystem. And PC or PlayStation 5 or both. So I feel like I know where this video is going. I feel like I'm selling my Series X, my entire collection of Xbox games.
So you're willing to sell your entire collection of Xbox games, even though you can have access to better enhancements of games that you've played previously on your original Xbox and 360, and you're willing to sell your console because you want to push some fanboy agendas. Just say you need money. Just say you need it for something, okay?
Forza as well. Another fantastic racing game.
Oh, yeah.
Arcade vibe.
Oh, yeah, I know.
The open world.
Oh, yeah. It's incredible, ain't it?
Now on PlayStation.
Hey, yo, listen, man. You know, I know PlayStation's getting some of these games, but like I said, you can tell. Look at the lies on this woman's face. Listen, but do you have Forza Horizon 1? Oh! Do you have Forza Horizon 2? Oh! Do you have Forza Horizon 3? Oh! Do you have Forza Horizon 4? Oh! Oh! You don't. Do you have Forza Motorsport, the one they made for Xbox? Oh! Do you have Forza 6? Oh! Do you have Forza 7? Oh! You don't have every Forza game on PlayStation. Cut the cap. You got 5, and then you got 6 coming out, which is funny, because the first place you'll be able to play it on is on Xbox first, before anybody else. So this whole talk about, oh well, yeah, I don't need an aimbot because of Forza. Will understand that. I wish Microsoft would make the old Forza games backwards compatible. I think they should do that. Honestly, Forza. I think that would be nice. Forza Motorsport 3, 4. They should make those games backwards compatible. Microsoft get to it and put Project Gotham Racing there too, because considering that y'all ain't making those games no more, at least the only thing, the saving grace you could do for that job, for that series, is at least make them backwards compatible, right? It's not like Microsoft don't own them. Project Gotham Racing 3 and 4.
So overall, it felt to me like the Series S and X just launched with that promise of just wait and we might deliver.
I mean, they're delivering. You just don't like the fact that these games are popping up on another place. That is it. But yet, do you say the same thing about your place? Matter of fact, the 99% of those games that you have on your wall right there, in regards to PlayStation, I also have on my Xbox. And even the ones that aren't on Xbox, you can have all those games on PC. So I mean, I guess I guess I don't need a PlayStation there, huh? You know? I guess I don't need a PlayStation there, Gebs, because 99% of the games you have there, I can access through PC. And they're better, and they're well enhanced, and it's free online multiplayer, which you're paying for on PlayStation. Yeah, let's not go there, right?
Of course, I've touched on Game Pass, but the question is, do you need an Xbox to play Game Pass? You see, a lot of people...
Oh, here we go. Now they want to use the PC argument. Now, you know what the funny... And like I've said before, then why are we playing on PlayStation? Then we might as well all just get PCs then. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm just saying, guys. But then we all should just get PCs then. You get what I'm saying? If this is the logic we're using for Xbox, then I'm going to use that same logic for PlayStation as well. Okay? Because all your games, I mean, we might as well go to PC where everybody has access to everything. If it's that much of a bother, I just pick up 2 consoles. If it bothers me that much that a PlayStation game is skipping Xbox or an Xbox game is not on PlayStation, well, I just own 2 of the platforms. That's what consoles were for us. But you guys want to be divisive. Say, well, PC. You use PC as some form of crutch. But guess what? Not every single Xbox game is available on PC, TheGebs24. So why would I trade? Matter of fact, I can't take my physical 360 games and use them on my PC. But you know why I can't use them? Ding, 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 ding. Good answer, Carl. On my Xbox.
All the time, Gemma, why don't you go into PC gaming? Why don't you get a Steam Deck?
Ridiculous.
I'm just not a PC kind of girl. I know you can play
Ridiculous.
The controller, but I much prefer the console experience. So coming back to that question...
So if you prefer that experience, why are you telling Xbox gamers to go to PC? So based off your own logic, that could apply to them. Well, I don't really care for PC, but I like how Microsoft does the PC architecture within a console-like form. What?
Do you need an Xbox to play Game Pass? No, you can play on PC. And I feel like there's a huge cohort of people that have left the console ecosystem completely and migrated across to PC gaming. And I think that's absolutely great because Steam and I guess the PC gamers know exactly what they are. As to PlayStation 5, I think there's some excellent exclusives. Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yotai, the God of War.
Exclusives, please. Don't be using these cross-gen games. Ghost of Tsushima is a PS4 game. God of War Ragnarok is a PS4 game. I don't need a PS5 to play these games. Yote, yes. But these games that you got on the left, I don't need a PlayStation 5 to play those games. Matter of fact, I could also play those games on PC, which you keep telling all these Xbox gamers to go to. What?
Or franchise, The Last of Us.
Last of Us Part... You gonna use Last of Us Part 1? I don't need a PS5 to play this game. I can play this game on a PS3, a PS4, a PS5 even, and even on a PC. I don't need to buy a PlayStation 5. That's crazy. I can't believe ponies would go as far to use cross-generation games and remakes and remasters. That's how you know PlayStation ain't got no games. You use Ghost of Tsushima, a PS4 game, God of War Ragnarok, a PS4 game, and then you go ahead and use a PS3 game, and you call these games exclusive? And then you guys wonder why people say PlayStation ain't got no games? Look at this crap.
Kinds of games really help to create the identity of PlayStation.
Oh, it creates the identity of PlayStation that we had to milk it beyond 2 to 3 generations. Yeah, Last of Us 1, that really, shows Sony that they what? It's a PS3 game, honey. PS3 game. I think you got the wrong number, dear. And who's this old lady in the back?
And it's the same with the Switch. You've got classic first-party games,
There we go.
Mario Kart and The Legend of Zelda.
Bro, those are Wii U games. Yo, she got me with the Peggy 18s. Look at that. Peggy 3. Peggy 16s.
Lots of others as well, like Metroid. And they really do help to identify what the Switch is and why.
Really? That's the reason why I didn't buy the Switch 2. Because the library is the same. 99% of the library on Switch 2 is also available on Switch 1.
People choose to buy a Switch for those amazing first-party games. But there's just no first-party games to purchase on the Xbox unless you're into the Game Pass, unless you want...
There's a lot of games that are still Sunset Overdrive. I mean, like I said, Titanfall 1, which in my opinion is one of the best games, which you can only still play very much on Xbox. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? There's still a lot of games. Now, mind, I don't really care. But I'm saying, the point is, you're saying that there's no exclusives. There's still quite a few on Xbox. Dead Rising 3, a lot of these games are not available elsewhere. Maybe on PC, I think. But I'm just saying, in regards to console, they're locked to the Xbox ecosystem, which means that you will have to have an Xbox to have access to those games, especially the ones that you purchased.
It's a cheap streaming experience through your Game Pass.
Here we go.
There's just, for me personally...
Just say your opponent.
No reason.
Look at that. He took a huge, deep breath. There's no reason. No, there's no reason.
Streaming experience through your Game
Pass. Why are you breathing? You too skinny for that, girl. Come on now.
There's no reason.
Look at that. You breathing so damn heavy for what? What was up for that guy? You look like you eat nothing but salads. And you out here breathing. What was this? Come on now.
Unless you're
now I know you forcing it.
Unless you want, I guess, a cheap streaming experience through your Game Pass, there's just, for me personally, there's no reason.
What is the reason for all that air breathing?
Reason in 2026 to win an Xbox.
You look too healthy for this.
Thank you so much to these channels.
Man, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. This is one of the worst takes that I've ever seen in the gaming community, man. Make sure you guys share this around. I'm sorry, man. But like I said, I feel like it's the cool thing to hate Xbox nowadays, and I think a lot of people are taking notice of that because you guys end up looking like hypocrites. You guys claim that the 360 is the best generation of gaming, which can only be accessed through the Series X, not even through PC in some ways, and you guys sit there and act like that's a negative. Like, you guys keep saying, there's no reason for an Xbox. There's no reason. They should just go to PC. But then when you apply that same logic to them, they still want to play on their little pathetic PlayStation 5 Sonys. Right? Like I said, man, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. All love at the end of the day. But this is by far one of the worst gaming takes that I've ever heard. Take care, guys. Peace out.